Socorro ISD, we developed a teaching and learning framework. And it has 5 different pillars or levers that we value. And it's really helped us to create a common language in our district. It embeds all of the components, whether it's from the ESF or from blended learning or T-TEST, so that teachers just have a clear understanding that this is what we do. This is just best practice, regardless of which initiative or what resource it comes from.
Our constant filter is, how does this impact our classrooms, teachers, and how are they going to be able to then put it into practice while still aligning to the district goals? And rather than it just being a blanket statement that we put out there for teachers and say, you figure out how to meet those goals, we want to provide them with a plan of action, with the resources, with the tools, with the time to be able to put it into practice.
By Socorroizing it and helping them make those natural connections between initiatives, we are putting our stamp of approval on what we're doing and saying that this is worth it for kids, and moving forward, this is going to be something that is lasting.
I can say one of the strengths that we've developed in our district is this partnership right here. I sit on the technology side of the house. Gina is leading the academics, and with that partnership is how we've been able to really communicate to our stakeholders. The conversation is always centered around what gains are we making for our students instructional wise, and what tools do we incorporate to make those outcomes be the best possible.
We always want to be striving for great, and so I think it's just constant conversations. We also have each other's blind spots. If Miguel needs to call me behind the scenes and say, hey, I need to challenge you on this, or vice versa, we're willing to do that, and we need to do that, because at the end of the day, we're making district level decisions for 47,000 students.
So it starts with the planning at the beginning of the year. We develop master schedules in which there is that sacred time for the professional conversations happen between teachers.
Every 3 weeks we have an opportunity to track our data and look at our data closely, look at the glows and the grows, and then from there we take an opportunity to identify those glows from the particular teacher in a subset area, and they're able to voice out loud what they're doing in the classroom, what may be beneficial for these teachers, and then they're working from one another.
We plan with kinder and first and second grade, so we're able to come in and really look and align everything so that we know, at this is what we're focusing on, this is what their needs are. We share as a grade level, we come together, we develop those stations, and then we implement them.
Our administration and our teachers all collaborating together has also given us, at least for me, a safe space to be vulnerable if I don't know how to do something, where I can go and ask, and I'm not going to feel inadequate to perform my job, to be able to help my students. So it gives me that safe space to grow and to be able to connect with my peers to make it happen for the students, because at the end of the day, it's about the students learning. So it makes me a better educator to know that I'm helping my students be self-sufficient, be able to make informed decisions about their data, and know why they're doing it. So it's been wonderful, the support.
Yes.
To be reflective about your practice is probably the biggest thing that I know I've heard from teachers who have been part of this project, that they've always looked at data, but did they reflect? Did they truly take the time to dig in and try to understand what story that data is telling them, versus just simply looking at it as black and white numbers? Our 2 principals have been amazing about opening their doors, allowing their teachers to learn from each other. There's a lot of treasure within our own walls.
We are onboarding other schools, and the principals are contacting me and asking these difficult questions. Was it hard? Yes. It wasn't easy, and there is a lot of work behind that we've got to do. Fortune 500 and Forbes companies, the reason they're successful is because they have the consistency and they have the support. And I will tell you, here in Socorro, we have both. And it's not just in words, but it's in the action that we take. For the Summer Learning Series, which is the PD that we're going to roll out for our teachers, the expectation is district-wide that these strategies are going to be embedded. So what's happening is that the leaders for instruction, when you keep the main thing, it starts unfolding.
Yes, colleagues have reached out to me, very much so. I think just the visit that they had when we had our showcase, they were very wowed by just the flow of the classroom when they went and observed the classrooms. So one of the things that I shared with my colleagues was my vertical team planning. What type of culture, how did I ensure that collaboration was happening, and how did it trickle into the classroom to where the kids themselves are doing the same thing? How they themselves are leading their discussions in their groups, how are they able to monitor their own data, track their own data. So to me, that tells me our teachers are speaking that language to their scholars as well.
You can see the students from last year's kindergarten class and first year this year, and it's like they hit the ground running, right? So there's no lag time, there's no let's get you ready for this grade because this is different this year, and it's just seamless. It was really neat to see those kiddos just continue with what they were doing in kinder or first grade.
So we are scaling at our 2 middle school campuses that our elementary blended learning sites feed into, so that's going to be a natural scale process. But as part of showcasing what blended learning is as a best practice that supports student achievement, we have so many principals across the district, as well as district leadership at a cabinet level, who believe in the work and they want to see it continue to spread.
In math, when we rolled it out, we said this is what we're doing for blended learning in Arla, and taking them through the data digs the way that we took them through with the data digs in Arla, and helping them see how they can personalize that instruction in station rotation. That's where I saw, we need to do this just cross-curricularly. It's going to benefit everyone.
And I think what's really imperative that we understand here at Socorro ISD is that our frameworks that we have for all contents have those practices already embedded within the framework from pre-K all the way to 12. Blended learning is not a one-size-fits-all. It's about personalization, and it's not for a certain group of students. It's for all learners.
The proof is in the pudding here in Socorro ISD, and we continue to, even though the grant is ending for us, the work certainly isn't, and the passion is going to continue.